Hey everybody, welcome back to Dragonborn Industries and to the WASSON Cornwall series, where I'm joined by Mike, who is a local painter and hobby enthusiast who is incredible at what they do. And I'm going to get you to actually say who you are, where people can find you first, because there's no point in me doing it when you're sat here.
Fair point, yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Mike, known as Cornish Mikey. Find me on Instagram as Cornish Mikey or Facebook, Cornish Mikey Painting. I've been doing it for donkey's years now.
So how long have you been painting for?
Let's see, I started professionally 2007.
Okay.
So a long time, but I've been painting since I was 13, 14.
I'm not going to be rude and say, so how long ago was that? But
another century, let's say.
we're within the century. For those of you who may be from the local Cornish area, you've probably seen Cornish Mikey stuff around, very prolific on Instagram and known within the community. But for those who are a bit further afield, to any of our American viewers or to any of our overseas viewers or anybody up country, I've been following you on social media for a good few years since I think I started my social media rounds. And cool. Obviously through connections like Mark from 6+ Save and JK Hobbies and people like that, who again all within the community, and it's kind of was awesome to see the variety of stuff that you paint. And if you haven't checked out Cornish Mikey stuff before, I'll make sure there's a link in the description below too. It's both Facebook and Instagram, isn't it?
That's it, yeah.
To those pages, because they are absolutely well worth checking out. And it's not just Warhammer you paint things from. Well, I'll let you describe everything that you paint.
Yeah. Well, pretty much anything that people want paint on. So yeah, it's a lot of Warhammer, as you'd expect. Both action, fantasy, science fiction, mythology. I'm a painter for a couple of companies, but one of them's going out of business, which is a bit of a shame.
That is a shame.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to say the companies that you paint for?
Yeah. Ironclad Miniatures in Wales. Very cool stuff.
Yeah.
Very cool. Victorian science fiction and stuff. If you want steampunk Iron Man, that's the chap to go to.
They're very cool. I really like that. The steampunk is the exact aesthetic. It's absolutely incredible. But so Ironclad, but who else?
Chap in Exeter, desperately trying to remember his name now. Old School Miniatures, Jamie Loft. Again, very cool. The older style aesthetic of fantasy figures, but I would say they're all metal. But I've got a nice big plastic demon at home.
Nice.
Yeah.
So do you prefer, and this is more of I suppose a hobby question, do you prefer to paint the smaller models or do you prefer to go big?
I've started to go big over the past few months because, getting old, the eyesight's going.
Right.
I used to paint 10 and 6mm figures. I used to do 10mm for Pendragon.
Jesus.
Beautiful. Fantasy range, the barbarians especially.
Yeah, Pendragon's such a lovely system as well. Fantastic. And it's just the obviously smaller scale minis. And I think Alchemist models, Jamie, who was quite close to here that we spoke to before, he's also painted at that scale. And like you say, with eyes going, my dental goggles are over there and I'm times 10 magnification just trying to get in on 28mm minis. And I'm just to anybody who paints at your kind of level on anything that's 10mm and below, I'm always absolutely blown away by. It's absolutely incredible. So in terms of obviously you paint for Ironclad and for other companies, but where did it begin for you as a hobbyist? How did you get into painting?
Well, I say years ago. That was at school. I bought in a copy of 2000 AD.
Oh Christ, so Judge Dredd.
Yeah, exactly. And I was reading it, and this other guy in the class came up and said, "Do you know you can get figures for those?" I'm like, what are you talking about? I've got no idea. So you can get little figures for those. Okay. So I came in the next day with a pink and white leaflet.
Wow.
Pink and white, this is going back a few years now. So there you go, have a look at those. And I think I ordered the 3 Dark Judges.
Nice.
Not 4 for some reason, but a pack of 3.
Yeah.
For about £2 in metal. I was
wow.
Oh my God. When I got them, it's they're amazing.
Who made those? Was that actually by 2000 AD? Or was that
was Citadel.
Was it Citadel?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It was way old.
Wow. Because I'm originally from Nottingham, and I avoided so much mini painting and model painting for so long because I was so self-conscious, like as a teenager. I was like, I'm not that nerd. And then I did fall into Warhammer because I think everybody does at some point. No matter who you are, I think somebody gets you some Warhammer at some point.
Yeah.
And and I think for me it was like Catachans and Tyranids, because it was very much like Predator and very much like Alien. That for me was like a big difference. But like to jump in with like 2000 AD and like painting judges, that's awesome. That's really, really cool. So like, where did you even start with like painting a judge? Was that like, okay, go to Games Workshop, buy some like Citadel paints, or was it like...
There was no Games Workshop shops down here.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah. So I had, I think, poster paints. Really not good. And an awful nylon brush that had too many points.
Yeah.
It looked more like an afro. It was like that all over the place. It's like, okay, let's splodge it on. There's colour on it.
Right, and from that far away, it could be okay.
Yeah. All right, it's not black, it's blue, but, you know.
But so that's where it all started, and thinking about those first minis and where you've come to now. That's an incredible journey, because obviously you must have then gone through like the entirety of everything at Games Workshop was like metal minis, and then going through the change to like plastic minis, and going through to then 3D printing and the detail changes and the material changes. How have you found that in terms of like, obviously like, everyone says like everything's a tool within the toolkit when we talk about painting minis and stuff, but like obviously going through all of that and then ranges of paints, like how have you found like going between them?
There's been an explosion even in the past few years, but look, before that it's just kind of mushroomed and got huge.
Yeah.
Everything, it's like there's so much choice. It's amazing. I love it.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
And even I think for me, 2017 was when I first found Starfinder, which is the TTRPG. That's like my jam, which is the main thing we run here on the channel, which is why the set sci-fi. But even in 2017, when we were seeing more D&D minis come out, we were seeing more even things with like Warhammer, but we weren't seeing because it was a new system, sci-fi TTRPG minis. But now I can pretty much go online and be like, found it, print it, got it, done. And it's so incredible to see them have such a, and like you said, like a bloom, like a burst of this creativity and art.
And it's still going on as well.
I know, it's incredible.
Stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
So do you have like a favourite set of things that you like to paint? Do you have like I really like fantasy, or I really like dragons, or I really like...
Well, I only started painting dragons recently, to be honest. I've been doing it for years and thought, I haven't painted any dragons. I'm supposed to be a fantasy painter. Where's all the big lizards? There was nothing.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I was like, okay, let's have a look around. Reaper, they got some cheap ones.
Reaper are really cool.
Plastic. All right, I'll get a few of those. And they got bigger and bigger. I've got the Dragons Don't Share set thing.
Oh, okay. Is that a set, is it?
Yeah. It's on me Instagram. You might have to go searching for it.
It's a good excuse for you to go across now.
Fantastic. But it's amazing. It's like a ruined castle. A few adventurers and a red dragon at the back trying to defend its treasure. That's very cool, because I was on your page earlier today before you came, and like there was a blue dragon, and blue dragons are like my jam. I absolutely adore them. But then like I went through it, and there was like a green one as well, and then some of the adventurers, and I was like blown away again by it. And anybody out there, again, please go check out Mikey's page or Mike's page. They are absolutely incredible what you do. Like even like your Taz and your Roadrunner, Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. Yeah. How I forgot that name for a second. But it's like to see the variation in like what you paint and what you post is really nice, because I know that we always get stuck, especially on social media. Someone's like, "No, you paint 40k. You only paint 40k." Did you like come across much of like people being like, "No, we only want to see this," or has yours been really kind of? No, it hadn't been actually. That's amazing. People have been great. Yeah, it's really cool. That's amazing to hear, and I know that. Some fan bases can be a little toxic or a little bit kind of like, no, this is only what we want to see. But it's like, it's nice to know that like you've only encountered the positive side of it, and it's a community that I absolutely adore being on Instagram, like mini painting and doing nerd stuff, because it's very, very inclusive and very, very uplifting. So obviously you start then with 2000 AD and you have these Dread minis, and you end up getting really into hobby painting, and then you've made it your profession. You've like literally made it like you are a professional painter. How did that journey come about? Well, I trained as a chef originally. So I was a chef for 17 years in between doing the hobby and whatnot. And that went fine, as it does. And then it got to a point where the management was moving out, so they were moving on to somewhere else. And I was like, right, if I don't do something now, I'm going to be stuck frying chips for donkey's years.
Yeah.
Right, bugger that. I've got this skill, that's okay. Let's see how I go. I'll do it for a month. And if it goes well, it goes well. I'll take it another month, and then it's 6 months, and then give it a year, and all the rest.
Yeah.
And I just never had a chance to stop.
That's really good, though.
Yeah.
So is that just through social medias, or do you have like a website? Do you have an Etsy page? It's like how did that come about? Because I know that a lot of people out there would be like, okay, maybe just social medias, or how did you manage to keep it going, like keep the minis going out?
It started off through eBay.
Really?
Yeah. Back in the day when eBay was a lot easier to navigate, and there's not as much stuff on there. It was, okay, let's put a painted Blood Bowl team up for £100, £120. There you go. And that went straight away.
Wow.
So, okay. How about if I put another one up there? That went as well. Okay, I better get painting then, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So then I was putting more and more stuff up, and people were saying, these are really good. Can you paint me whatever? So I'll give it a go. No idea what to charge you, but how about this price? Like, yep, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's how pricing works then.
Fair enough. Yeah. So that was going to be one of my next questions. Like, how did you go about, for anybody who might be interested in like commission painting or interested in like starting to do what you have succeeded at, is like, how would you go about pricing? Because obviously, like, your time is your biggest resource.
Yeah.
And that's something that I have to say to people a lot with, like, when I'm dice making or when I'm doing a lot of content making, something like time is a resource. It's
really
something
is,
that. Yeah, I said to you on the way in, like, this month it has just popped off out the window. It has just gone, I'm not here anymore. And it's like, I spent 3 days digging in internet cables. I'm like,
yes, jeez.
That's all right. There's a big pile of one over there. That was the new one that I put in when I messaged you. Yeah. I managed to put a kink in the line and ruin the upload. So now we've got another one in. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But, and again, so there was my time gone for this week. Yeah. But so how did, like, obviously, like you say, like, pricing work like that, but like for me, I was always like, when I was told when you're making something, the rule of three would be like resources, your time, and then you take that as if they were 2/3 and you would add that on as profit. But when you're doing something that's art, it doesn't quite work like that, because then somebody turns around and goes, £200 for that? No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So like you like really have to bring down that extra cost. And how did you find dealing with that?
It was a bit touch and go to start with, and at times it still is, to be fair.
Yeah.
If people want, say, I tend to be cheap, maybe undercharge, but it's to get the people in, get the money going, so I churn through stuff.
Yeah.
So if someone that's a decent big size figure, I'm say, well, you're going to have to wait a bit for it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be around this price, painted to this level, because I've got different stage levels.
So actually, that's probably a great place to interject in and say, so do you have like a set, like, okay, if it's like a 28mm D&D mini, or if it's a 32 Space Marine, do you have like a set in your mind what those prices are?
Well, because the scales have changed slightly. It used to be 25mm. I think now it's up to 32. They start at $250 a figure for a basic paint job, which is colours, shading, bit of highlighting.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant for stuff like rank and file games or bolt action or historical. Painting some Senegalese Tirailleurs for French Second World War. They look amazing. They're basically big green coats, black face, red fez, and a gun. You can just whack through those in like half an hour.
Wow.
Just get a batch of 5 done, that's another 5, that's another 5. So it's just gets straight through those, and that's a piece of piss.
Yeah, I mean, so do you find batch painting really easier then?
Yeah,
when it's stuff like
I used to do bigger batches, like 10 and 20, but then it's just right. Let's do that one and start there, and dry brush, and it's just going back and forth like that, picking each one up.
Yeah.
No, all right, let's do it in 5s.
So I was the same. Like trying to army paint was, not the brand army paint, but like trying to paint an army in like a batch, and I did it with 40k, where I picked up a Tau Combat Patrol. So I was like, yeah, let's give it a go. And we were doing a show a while back for it. And I did the thing where I was like, okay, I'll do everything in one colour, then I'll do the second colour. And I never wanted to rip my own face off more than when I hadn't even got to the panel lining, when like that had become like the big thing of like panel line everything in 40k. Because it does come around in trends. And I got to it and I was just like, fuck this. So I have all the respect in the world for like anybody who does commission paintings and takes on armies, because you have more patience than I do.
Yeah.
It's that in itself, I think, is an art form, and
it can be draining. Yeah,
and it's exactly what you are paying for, is resources, time, but then also the stress that comes with if this one's not the same as that one,
that's it,
I'm starting again. It's maddening. It's absolutely maddening.
Is, yeah.
But do you have like a favourite trend of painting that's come up in the past sort of like 10, 20 years with things, especially like we see it in Games Workshop, I think, all the time, where people go, it's all about it became slap chop recently, was like huge, but then like before it was panel lining, and before it was
edge highlighting.
So do you like have like a favorite area that you're like, I really like this?
The one I find easiest is it's a really old one, it's dry brushing. Most of my figures get dry brushed, and then depending on the level of finish, then you go in with the paints and go over it and smooth all the highlights over.
I too like a dry brush.
But really, it's just blat it on, that'll do. Just tidy up a bit and then blat it on again.
It's really interesting because I know that dry brushing in somewhere I saw online recently, I say recently, like the past sort of 5 years, it got slated as like, oh, it's just lazy, you need to like... I was like, not if you do it properly. Not if like you are following actual technique, not just like, you know, there is like, you get to the point where you can slap it on, but you can't just do it to begin with. It's like it's really hard to get things just like between like using tissue paper or regular paper to get the texture right of the dry brush, or a rounded tip brush compared to a flat tip brush or an edge. And it's like, I think people don't realize that. And it's something that, again, with commission painters like yourself, I think is, you know, incredible that you guys have all of these tricks in the tool case that you can pull out when things are needed. But do you have people that come to you and say, oh, actually, this is the kind of style I like, could you paint like this?
Yes, not for a while, because I started to say no to them. Because it just takes too much time to learn to paint someone else's style.
I agree.
I've got half an army like this, can you paint it so it looks exactly the same? Look at the pictures they go, and it's... that's going to take a long time to do. Yeah,
and I'm inclined to agree with you there. It's really hard to match somebody else's.
It really is.
And I think when somebody like yourself has such an amazing portfolio on social media for people to come in and have a look at, and then be like, this is the style that I want to see my minis in. And I think that's what people need to kind of like do, is like, I think imagine it's like looking for a tattoo artist. You don't just walk in somewhere and be like,
that'll do
this. Because then you're going to end up with something that's not quite right. It is artwork at the end of the day. You need to find the person that is right for you and right for your minis and your army. So how did... like, what's your history with working in the trade then? Like, did you find that like you went... because I know that you did used to work for Games Workshop. But have you had, like, apart from that, we'll go into that as well, but like, have you had other jobs within the industry as well?
Not really. A bit of stuff for TT Combat, painting for their Kickstarters.
Oh, nice.
Well, some of their pledge levels for a couple of their things. Campaigns, that's the word.
Was that for their paints that they did?
No, this was for, going back a bit, for Rumble Slam.
Oh, wow, okay, yeah.
One of their pledge levels was to have everything they do painted by me.
Wow.
It's like, well, okay, that's going to be a bit of work, and it was.
I assumed you'd signed up to that before they just went and put out, they're like, we'll get this guy to paint it, and you're like...
You want every team painted, double-sized team, so people can have the choice to put whatever team they want in. I got some nice bits, like the first person to paint a tree man, the Rumble Slam tree man. It came out of the molds and it was still bendy, and it's like, wow, that's cool. And it was a really cool figure as well.
That's very cool.
And the Rumble Slam ring, which they had featured on, I can't remember which channel it was, but they took it over to some guys in Ireland to preview it and show it. And this was going back a few years, so
Yeah,
not a clue.
I wouldn't be able to tell you that either. I've seen the Rumbleslang ring in a lot of places.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but I know I've seen it in a load of adverts in magazines or whatnot when they go to shows and it's there and
that's
they're
your
playing with
work.
wrestlers, and that's me.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
though.
that's pretty cool.
The fact that as well, to be able to say that you've done things like not just painting minis on commission, but also like for companies, and that's still being used in their advertising campaigns.
Yeah,
that's kind of like the dream, really.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very, very cool, and like also fantastic for you to be able to go, look, here is some of my work, and use that as a selling tool. I think it's absolutely incredible.
Well, I had it for the Carnivalis thing as well.
Yeah,
Venetian game, which is beautiful.
So I actually haven't played that. I've seen the minis online, but it's one of the games I just haven't had chance to go and do. But their minis are stunning.
They are really nice.
Yeah, they're very good.
Yeah. So again, I was a pledge level painter for, I think there's only 2 people ordered for everything painted, but Jesus Christ, there's a lot of stuff.
That is a big job.
Everything they've done. This is going back a few years, but still, it was hundreds of figures per person.
Yeah.
And that was after I'd done most of the buildings that feature in the rule books. Every so often, I go up and they go, right, we've got some buildings for you. Bonk, 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 bonk. Okay.
You're a braver man than I. It's just too much to take on. I know I would I would fold so quickly. There's a reason I'll stick to resin, stick to the medium. I know, but it's incredible. Do you have a favorite tool set of paints that you like to use? Obviously, we've spoken about TT Combat and about their paints, but have you found that you really lean towards one, or have you got favourites from different places?
Oh, I've got favourites from several. Let's see, I go all the way back to Foundry Paints, their Triad system.
I love a Triad system.
Yeah, really cool. They've got some excellent skin tones as well. The black skin tones are fantastic.
Nice.
P3 paints from people who did War Machine before it was Steamforged.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been taken over by Steamforged now. It's
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Citadel, of course, Games Workshop stuff, but mainly Vallejo.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Vallejo are obviously a huge name within the industry, and I think there's a reason for that. They are very, very good. I found with the Triads, I did find myself really liking the Fanatics from Army Painter. I really liked theirs. The few that I tried at Duncan Roads, I really liked those.
Yeah, I got a few of those.
Yeah, I was really fortunate that somebody bought me some and sent them down, and I was just like, these are pretty good. The consistencies on them is very, very lovely, and the opacity. Really cool. And I found that AK Interactive was something that I started playing around with recently, and I was like, also really like these. And those 3 worked really well for me. But like you say, it's having favourites from different places.
Have you tried the pens yet?
No, I haven't.
Me neither. I've seen them and I'm kind of tempted.
I'm tempted by everything I see online. But so what are your thoughts on that? Because obviously that's... Okay, I'll ask your thoughts before I give an opinion.
Well, I'd use them, I think, mainly to touch up areas that have just knocked or chipped or what have you. Just so it's right, quick touch up and there you go. As for painting the whole figures, I'd have to have one and give it a go.
Yeah.
It looks interesting. It's more like adult colouring in, 3D colouring in, but, if it helps, if it works, fantastic.
Because it's I imagine it's more like a speed paint that's coming out. It has to be more like an ink or a speed paint coming out of that nib. But also, the sharpness now of minis is something that, especially with 3D printing, I think... As soon as you take that nib over the edge of a blade, we might start seeing fraying, we might start seeing issues with the tip. And what I'd seen was somebody using it to put in a shade between, I think it was between wing folds, and then they were smoothing it back in with some more contrast paints and with some more speed paints. I was like, okay, so it's clearly another tool in the bag. Yeah. It's definitely, I don't think there's never going to be a fix for... Here, paint it with this and you're done. Yeah. Because I suck with speed paint. I absolutely suck with it. And do you use much speed paint, or have you tried it out?
I've got some. I've got some contrasts, Games Workshop, and I've got some Army Painter bits. But it's okay. If I had other bits in, thinners and whatnot, it's just it's just taking as long if I just grab a pot of paint and just, there you go.
So, and I think the exact same thing. For me, it's one of those tools, and it's one of those things where I could I use a triad system. It's my main thing. Is I stopped using washes and shades, and I quite literally I'll do like a base layer, a medium layer, and a highlight layer, and I try and make it a more of a cartoony effect now, because for me that works. And I'm trying to fire out minis to like put on a table like ready for next Monday. I'm like, fuck, go. And whereas people like Jamie or some of the people I work with as well, they'll use speed paints like through an airbrush. They'll use them like on top of other speed paints, and know color theory better than I do. And I don't have time to be on a level like you guys are. I'm always blown away by how people use paint and color theory. And it's something I noticed with your work as well, is that the saturation that you get is absolutely incredible. And on top of that, saturation comes with a knowledge of color theory and also the basics of how to prime. And it shows in your work that it's, you know, even down to just like the consistency of the paint. Like you can't see line work, you can't smear marks, you can't see that like thickness. It's absolutely incredible stuff that you do. Where do you think that do you have like a favorite process with painting a mini? Do you like, obviously I know that you said about the dry brushing earlier, but do you have like like if I've got like one mini, one commission, is there like, okay, well, I hate doing this bit, but I love doing this bit?
I kind of always paint from the from the inside out. So you paint skin first and then just work out through the clothes layers. It's supposed to, so you don't get any blobs of paint on the skin going in.
I agree.
Of course, it doesn't work. There's always blobs going over, so you get a wet brush and just kind of smear it up and tidy it up and then go over it again. But
I'm inclined to agree.
Get the skin done, get the eyes right, and you're there with pretty much 90% of the figure.
I think so too. And like the fact that, again, we said about it earlier with getting order and eyesight, even looking at the details of your minis, and this is, I think, what people forget about social media, is like that picture is like in close. That picture shows every wart and all,
every little flaw.
And taking a good photo is hard of a mini, and like I never understand how people are like, just do this on the phone, I do that, and I'm like, what? I don't understand what you've just done. But like it shows with your work that like no matter the photo, you can see how well you've gone in on the detail. And like you said about eyes, that too, and it's a lot of people will go out of their way to not paint eyes, or will make it the first thing they do so they can like fix them up. But like the fact that every single one of yours, you can tell like the eyes are in the same direction, they have like exactly what's supposed to be going on. They're not like a huge pupil that's going from cheekbone to top of the forehead.
Been there, done that.
Right.
It's part of the learning process.
It is part of the learning process, but if you don't have the time, check out Cornish Mikey, because you can see every one of those eyes has been done to such a professional level. It's absolutely incredible. So how do people get in touch with you then to go about commissioning you for a mini?
Well, just send us a message through Facebook Messenger or Instagram, or if you see me at any show, I'm at only 3 or 4 shows a year, come up, say hi, are you available? Can you paint this? And that's it, really. We just take it from there.
It's nice and casual.
Yeah, exactly.
So, shows. Because this is obviously where we met physically for the first time. Was actually a year ago at a show that we then recently saw each other at for Roll the Dice, where I was like, I'm really sorry. Time has just, again, blown out the window. And I think it was a year ago. I was like, hey, let's get you on and let's chat. And that's on me, and that's my bad for... having 1,000,001 things and not following up. But like, so I've seen you at Roll the Dice. What other shows do you just stick to the southwest? Do you go further afield?
Because it's so far away down here. To get anywhere else, it's a hell of a drive. It's like, oh my God. I tend to stick to the show in Plymouth in February.
Which show is that?
PAW, Plymouth Association of Wargamers.
I will write that down in a moment. I did not.
2-day show, first weekend in February, usually.
Okay, I didn't know that. I'm going to be writing that one down. So, the PAW in Plymouth, where's that held?
Oh, that is the YMCA Sports Hall on Honicknoll Lane.
I couldn't tell you what district that is, but there you go, Honicknoll Lane.
Just go off Manadon Roundabout, take a right, and faff around for a bit, and there you go.
Google will take us there.
Yeah, probably for Google.
Yeah, I mean, I sent you my address on it. Like, there you go. There it is.
The next one, I think, is April in Exeter. Exeter Legionary. That's a really nice one.
Again, another one I didn't know about.
Well recommended. Yeah. Again, that's a one-day show like most ones. There's a huge variety of games they play there.
Oh, really?
Whatever you think, they got some fantastic ones. Was it the Cornwall War Games Association last year? They premiered their Salute Winning game. Was it the War of the Roses naval game?
I don't actually know.
It was an incredible looking thing. Proper sized ships with a load of guys on board fighting, shooting cannons, and
maybe I do know it.
Really cool.
Oh, were they playing it the year before it Rolled the Dice? On a table in front of where I was sat.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Yeah.
Because the Helston and Lizard Wargamers were playing it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I've got Black Flag stuck in my head, but that's Assassin's Creed. That's going to really bother me now, and that could be the rest of this video, is me and Mike going...
Rack our brains.
But if you know it, write in the comments below so that people can know, because we're obviously forgetting ourselves.
Bill Hooks. Never mind the Bill Hooks. That's it.
Never mind the Bill Hooks.
I think that's the one.
That's a fantastic name.
I might be wrong.
That's a very good name. I like that. That's absolutely thrown me to one side. I got so stuck on that. So there's probably going to be a cut in the video now while I just go do what I said earlier on. So we've obviously... Oh, yeah, so the two shows, you've got Plymouth, you've got Exeter, and then I assume it's Roll the Dice.
Yep, Roll the Dice. We've had past couple of weeks or so. That's only the second one they've done, but it's really cool.
They're really lovely people, aren't they?
They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it's a different... Well, yeah, it's a different crowd than you get to war game shows.
Yeah.
So you get to meet a lot of different people, a lot of different creators. Wow.
Yeah. And that, for me, was the big thing. It was like meeting other creators. Yeah. Which...
it's like, you do what now? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, like, it was actually through Roll the Dice. It was, I think, in the morning when we were there, not this year, but the year before, I was like... I need to do a What's on Cornwall series, and I need to chat to all these people and offer them the channel as a way to do this. And that's kind of where this started, to be honest. And then just never got half the people in because time. But you're right, like the amount of people that showed up to it, and one, it's free, which I think is huge because these games cost us a lot of money.
They really do, yeah.
And both you and I are in commission work where, again, it costs people money for an aftermarket service where, that is it's for some people, it's not for others, and that's absolutely fine. Yeah. And I don't think you are, or anybody else in this hobby / industry / art is like, no, you have to come to me and get your minis painted. That's kind of not what it's about. But it's like to just be able to like meet families and meet people who are just getting into the hobbies and other creators. Like that event for me was huge down here. Yeah. And, it was a lovely event.
Really cool.
And it's I hope the first of many, because if we get to, as Cornish creators, meet up even just once a year or be in the same place, for me that's a win. Yeah. Exactly. And it's something I've said, I'm pretty sure in like every one of these interviews, is that like, wherever we're based in Cornwall, everything is an hour away by public transport or a 20-minute drive, and everybody is so separated that it's really hard to actually get to a wargaming club, or it's really hard to get somebody to teach you how to paint, or to find people to share these hobby with. And that's where having people like yourselves, having people like Mark, having people like Jamie, having you What's for LARP creating stuff, to be able to go to them and say, hey, look, could I commission you for this? It's
not really going to say no, are we, to be fair?
No, but it's like nobody's going to know we're here unless we start shouting about it, unless we start going to these events and start trying to interact with each other more. And what I found is not only are we in the best community online, being in Cornwall when we all meet up, it's like, these people are just lovely. This is really nice. Like, I don't feel like an asshole. I don't feel like somebody's judging me.
They're like me.
Yeah, right? Ooh. And that's kind of the main thing. It's really, really inclusive, and it's been really lovely.
It is, yeah.
It's I don't know what your history is with like mental health or anxiety or anything like that. I know we all go through dark times, but like the hobby saved me numerous times, and it's I just think like even just like getting other people into it or just being able to meet up, absolutely incredible. So where do we go from here? What's next for Cornish Mikey?
I got a feeling it's more downhill. What with the eyes going and all the rest of it. So it's away from these smaller scale figures.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not doing the 6 and 10 mil anymore. More to the bigger showpiece type figures.
Nice.
Which I'm really looking forward to do. I just ordered a Alice in Wonderland piece from a guy through Etsy.
Yeah.
Which looks really nice.
Amazing.
75 mil scale. Looking forward to doing that. That's for a charity auction for another place in November.
Really?
Yeah. Armada Con, again in Plymouth.
Yes.
That's a science fiction, fantasy, TV, literature type show. Really cool.
Are you going to be at that one?
Oh God, yes. I've been there the past few years.
Have you?
Really cool people.
So I only met
Fantastic.
somebody from there at Roll the Dice who were like, "You should come to ArmadaCon," and I was like, "To what?" Because I had no clue. Are you vending there? Are you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, amazing! So you can find Cornish Mikey at ArmadaCon, which is in Plymouth on October the 31st and November the 1st.
1st and 2nd, yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's Halloween and then 2 days after, isn't it? Yeah. Which is, I couldn't tell you which hotel it's in, but
Future Inns Plymouth.
There you go, which for a sci-fi event is a perfect hotel to have that in.
Pretty cool, eh?
Yeah, so you will be able to find Cornish Mikey at that event there as well. Do you have like a preference on scale and size? Like, what's like the biggest model you've painted?
Ooh, the biggest one I've done is the massive Cthulhu for CMON, not for CMON. But you know, the big 2.5 foot tall.
Oh, really?
Big bastard.
Wow.
Yeah, that was fun.
So is that, do you like airbrush that? Did you like just go in and like hand paint the whole thing?
Oh, airbrushing. Christ, I've tried airbrushing. I can't get along with it.
Really?
Really, yeah.
Oh,
I've gone through so many. I've got compressors and broken airbrushes and clogged bits at home. It's like, this is just taking ages to clean and sort out. It's like, no, I'll just use a bigger brush.
Yeah.
Instead of a small brush, I'll get a house brush. There we go. Just whack that one. Yes.
Yeah, it's an interesting, because again, it's one of those tools where like you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
But like that's massive.
It's a big one. I've got a massive dragon as well. Is it Nolzers or WizKids? The gargantuan red dragon.
You can see the wing of it poking out over there. Yeah. That's
2 of those. Looking forward to starting those.
wow. So is that commissioned for somebody? Is it?
Oh, that was a friend sent me a link a few years ago saying these are really cheap here.
Like 20 quid a while back. Yeah.
Do you want to get one of those? I'm like, one? Huh.
That's exactly what I did. I think I'd only just started GMing like properly, like on a like on a twice a week basis at that point, and then was like really getting into minis and was like £20 for a dragon that size. Yes, please. And like it's incredible like how much details come along, because I know that the Nolzers WizKid stuff is designed to be cheaper when you compare it to ABS like plastics or anything that's like more hard wearing, but it's supposed to be soft and it comes pre-primed, which I don't know if you strip all the primer off, but I do. But I've worked with a lot of WizKids minis, and like a lot of the time you're getting like 2 minis for like £4.
Yeah.
Like the accessibility is incredible.
Yeah, it really is.
But I love those dragons. Like I absolutely adore them. They are so good. And I think Paizo and WizKids have just announced like a load more for Pathfinder, and I'm like, they're going to be more expensive now, but Daddy wants. It's just like, so it's going to be a huge thing. But like the fact that you like said that you hadn't painted dragons, but you're still like, nope, we want these. Yeah. There's the plastic addiction right there, which you've all got to watch out for if you're getting into painting, because it's a real thing. It
used to be the metal addiction. Going back years again, it was what was it? Games Workshop was selling a pack of, this is Blood Bowl now, was it 2-star players, an ogre and a load of snotlings for less than £5? Oh my god, that's ridiculous.
That's insane.
Yes,
absolutely insane. Because you were at Games Workshop in and around Lord of the Rings as well, weren't you?
Yeah.
So because we were speaking about it before, you were there when Fellowship came out, which means that not long after that, they brought out Lord of the Rings.
All the games, yeah.
So did you get to, like, do a lot of work with the Games Workshop Lord of the Rings?
Yes. Demoing, you had to learn all the rules, of course, before you could teach it to other people. But you had to paint up all the armies and the special figures. I was really happy with Saruman, just because it's Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Legend.
Incredible. But of course, a lot of stuff in the book had to be blacked out, had to be redacted because of copyright issues.
Yeah.
Well, the films haven't been released yet, so we can't show you this. But if you have a look at this book, put your hand over that. If you have a look at that rule there.
So, did you get to paint much of it?
A fair old whack. I remember doing a lot of Uruk Hai.
Yeah.
Again, simple colour scheme, get through them quickly. Fellowship of the Ring, I've done at least 10 sets.
Wow.
But then they're iconic, really, aren't they? It's the Fellowship.
Yeah, I know, even I've got a set of those. Granted, they're the more modern plastic ones from, I think, the recent editions of the game, like probably like 2019, 2020 or something like that. But even then, it's like, I don't play the game, but I was like, I need the Fellowship. I'm going to have to, like, exactly. So they're all over there somewhere. And, like, I think I did the Hobbits up, and I was like, yeah, who doesn't like doing Hobbits? But they were absolutely incredible things to, like, watch that come out. Like, seeing, like, a Nazgul on the table and just be like, oh, my God, this is insane.
I remember going in, and the manager, on the rare occasion we had a manager in the shop, was like, we got a Balrog. I was like, you got a Balrog?
Yeah.
Oh, let's have a look.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like even now, like with
in metal. Oh, it's a weighty bastard.
Yeah, they weigh a ton, don't they?
And spiky.
It's like there's the argument there, though, as well as like some people. I say argument, the discussion. Some people still prefer the older metal minis. Some people prefer the newer plastic. Do you have a preference?
Hard to say. I do like the older metal figures. Nostalgia mainly. And it's the weight of it as well. Yeah. When you're holding something in your hand, it's like, yeah, there you go, you can feel it.
Yeah.
Some of the plastic and resin figures now, it's like, oh, where's that bounced off to? That's pinged off somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I am the biggest clutch you'll ever meet. There are probably, and the studio's a wreck at the moment. I said to you on the way, I didn't study up, I'm really sorry. There is probably like parts of minis all over this place, because I've literally dropped those shelves like 3 or 4 times in the past several months, where I'm just like, and there's just like a gun off somewhere in the room. And I think, like, at least with the metal minis, they didn't just explode.
If they dropped them on the leg, you could feel it. It's like, oh yeah, it's spiking me there.
It's like, that's stuck in my butt.
Follow the trail of blood.
But I do enjoy the detailing on more recent models.
Yeah.
I am a sucker for it, because I do find that it is more my style.
Yeah.
But I appreciate, like you say, the weight of an old metal mini, and it's something I've really liked from Infinity, is that they stuck to metal minis, and it's like they got the detail really well.
Oh my God, yes.
Have you painted much Infinity?
Oh, have I ever?
Have you? Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, there was several customers a few years back wanting bits and bobs from different factions. Fantastic, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get some of them myself then. So I painted a few of the Nomad mechs.
Yes.
Iguanas?
Yeah. They're really cool. I think Dan from... I was about to say Wizards and Warlords, and it's not Wizards and Warlords, it's from Tags Gaming. He's big into Infinity, and he's got like a few different armies and stuff, and I was like looking at his stuff, and I was just like, it's not fair that you are such a busy man and you paint this well. It's like, and I played like Legion with him for a while, and like I saw his Infinity stuff, and it was like, God damn, dude, like, wow.
Yeah.
But I always find it incredible when people are like yourselves who are able to just like batch paint, because I just don't have the patience, and it's just absolutely wild.
Yeah.
But
well, again, that was learned through Games Workshop.
Do you think that that's where that, I suppose, professionalism to almost production line yourself came from?
I think so, yeah. Because, what was it? It was when the Ultramarines, of course, are the big figurehead guys for 40k, and we had to have new releases painted as Ultramarines pretty much every week. Back in the day, there was loads of us working there. We were overstaffed. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I think there was at least 7 key timers, 2 full timers, and an occasional manager.
Like the Truro shop's not big.
Oh, it's tiny. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's very small.
Good God. But yeah, I know at one point we were the top performing store in the country.
Really?
Yeah, without a manager. So they were going, what are they doing down there? How are they getting such good results? So they send people down to like, right, we'll get you a manager. Profits dropped. It's like, do it the Games Workshop way.
So they put their stamp on it and was just like it.
That's it.
I don't think that's
much more about the customers and what they want and do it for them.
Makes a difference, right?
It really does.
What is something I really like about how you do things with commission painting is that it's all about kind of the customer, and it's all about like being like, yeah, I can do this for you, or that's not necessarily my thing, go here, and like the honesty, but also the fact that you are clearly for that way of thinking. And it's something that I think people forget about down here is, one, the Cornish aren't you don't really tell them what to do. They will do things in their own time, as and when it suits them. But it works. It's such an interesting mentality down here because we are miles apart from each other. Yeah. So when you get to go somewhere, especially if you are 16 to 18 and you're reliant on public transport, you've got one day, you've got 4 hours, if that, to go get everything done. And I think to have somewhere like Games Workshop is it's nice to see that we're getting more and more community-based things down here. I'm in love with that, and the fact that Games Workshop will always be huge. They don't necessarily need the money anymore.
No, that's true.
I think they're all right. I think they're going to make it.
Okay.
It's again, one of the home city things for me where it's like they're fine. They're good. They've got 2 factories and part of it's a museum and a bar. They're fine. But then seeing somewhere like down here where I think when you lived in the southwest long enough, especially Plymouth through to Land's End, we get forgotten about and dropped off the list for a lot of things.
Oh god, yeah.
Infrastructure is really hard to get anything through. So to see that now we've got things like Happy Piranha, we've got Game On Cornwall, we've got Geek Retreat, we've got unfortunately TT's had to not TT Combat, but Vaughan's Place obviously shut down. But it's nice to see that we do, especially in Truro, and now with Roll the Dice in Hale as well, we're seeing more and more things cropping up, and to have people, again, like yourselves, who are within that remit of going, well, actually, we can also paint things for you, and we can do this thing. I think it's absolutely incredible. It's exactly what we need down here. And it's the whole point of trying to do this, because this is the only thing I can do for people. So I guess that's really where we're going to bring it to a close. So once more, if you can tell people where they can find you, how they can get in touch with you, and I guess the elevator pitch for Cornish Mikey.
Fair enough. All right. Well, through Facebook, Cornish Mikey Painting, Instagram, Cornish Mikey. Just send me a message. If you like what you see, then stick a like on a photo. That's about it, really.
Yeah. It's all it is. It's very Cornish. It's very much like, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, fuck off.
I wasn't going to say that, but
I will, though. That's the problem, is the mouth will keep moving onwards. No, thank you so much for coming in and doing this. And
welcome. Thanks for having me.
My absolute pleasure. I'm really sorry it took over a year to get you in. People, please go check out Cornish Mikey. Again, those links are going to be in the description below, as well as a little blurb about where people can find you. Thank you so very much for checking out the channel, for checking out the shows, and may the dice gods be ever in your favour. Take it easy, guys.
Cheers.